No, it is, of course, the iconic icon versus icon, the absolute best ever, the one and
That's right.
only
That's right.
Hulk Hogan
Right.
versus The Rock. Randy, I've got to ask you, what was this match being there feeling like live? Was it as insane of an atmosphere as it appeared on TV?
Right, it absolutely was. I know Cody Rhodes has said this is the best WrestleMania match ever, and I haven't been to as many WrestleManias as he has, but I agree with that. I mean, this felt like nothing else I've ever seen, not even at a WrestleMania, but just live wrestling. Period. Having 68,000 people scream for both guys for their entrances, and then like when that match started, and then like the reactions, the Hogan chants or the Rock chants, they would change in midair, and it would go from Hogan to Rock, Rock to Hogan, and like I don't think I've ever seen anything like this or felt anything like this. And it was loud the whole time. And like it didn't feel like it ever like. Usually you have your entrances and everybody kind of pipes down and we get into the match until we get to like the hot spots or the finish. This felt like it was up here for the entire time, which is amazing. And I can't think of any other match that I've seen live at a pay-per-view that did that,
And
So
were you on board? Were you cheering for Hogan, or were you cheering for Rock, or what were you doing?
I just think I was cheering in general. Like I already won. Like the Undertaker already won, so I was
Yeah.
already like, night's already good for me. So I think I was just cheering for it to be a good match. Like I wanted
Okay.
it to deliver because this was
Okay.
the main event. Let's be real. And I was just hoping that they would deliver. And it wasn't like Angle Lesnar clinic at the Tokyo Dome or anything crazy, but it delivered. I was sports entertained. That's for darn sure. I enjoyed the heck out of that match. And even on the rewatch, I really enjoyed it a lot. I probably have a little bit of bias in there because I was there, but
Oh yeah.
that was a passing of the torch. They talk about passing of the torch, but that really was, even though we're passing the torch to a guy that's also leaving, but you get what happened.
Right.
Yeah,
Alex,
I mean,
what did you think upon rewatch?
oh man, like I watching it live, I had the same reaction. I'm sure you did, Tommy. Like I just did not see this coming. Clearly they did. Clearly Rock and Hogan did. Clearly the WWE did. They had some inkling that this was going to happen, and Rock and Hogan, they milk it, man. They do a great job kind of forcing that reaction to continue to happen throughout the match. I don't think they fully expected it to like go on to the levels it did, but they knew Hogan was going to get some cheers, and they kind of built the match that way. I don't think they fully knew it was going to, like you said, Randy, like sustain the entirety of the match, and that made it like something you'd never seen before. And I just remember watching it with the guys, in my bedroom, just going like, what is happening? This is insane.
That's just two guys that are super over that can elicit that reaction. And then there's two guys that when they get that kind of reaction, they know how to use it.
Yes.
And that's like two of the best doing it at the same time.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You talk about your dad needing a smoke break. I needed one.
Oh my God. Absolutely.
Well, and so it's funny you mentioned my dad, because I remember watching this one, and my dad was never a huge Hogan guy. His number one was Undertaker, of course, UT as he'd always call him, and number two was the Ultimate Warrior. But this particular match, I just remember, everything. I mean, you think about the moment. Yes, it starts and they soak it in, right? And they kind of do the look around. They both look
so
each
good.
way. They're
So
both
good.
like just soaking everything in. But then to your point, it grows. Hogan powers out and shoves Rock down, and the place comes. And I'll even hit the damn arm like the Rock.
Right.
The place comes unglued for it. Like they're just rabid for this, and it's such an incredible moment. And even like riding the wave, watching it today, I was like, wow, like it is. I think you could honestly say it might be a top one or two, top WrestleMania moment. How do you get better than that? Especially it's such a dream match you never thought you'd see. Now you're seeing it, and it lives up, if not even past that level of hype. Just incredible match, an incredible moment there with both of them. And I do remember having this feeling of being like, yeah, you know what? Screw Rock. You're right, Toronto. Yeah, let's go Hogan. Like, just getting super into it. And even my dad getting really into it. And then Hogan winning. Hogan did not win, but Rock obviously wins. But I think it's the right call. But
Sure.
even at the end, doing the whole Hogan poses and like they're doing that whole deal, it kind of worked. It being Rock and Hogan, like Austin and Hogan wouldn't be doing Hogan poses at the end.
No.
You're right.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Austin's even giving Hogan that platform in the end after that match.
No, Austin would not have given Hogan the match that Rock gave him. And I think ultimately that's why it ended up being the right call, even though in our heads as fans, that Austin Hogan makes more sense. Full credit to Vince and the creative team for knowing those guys' egos are too big to be in the same room with each other, and their styles are too different to be in the same ring with each other in this moment, at least. And yeah, like the it's unbelievable. When Hulk hulks up, Randy, like, I mean, watching it back, it's like the roof literally explodes off the arena. Like, I mean, I've never heard anything like that. What was that like?
Right. I mean, it really played out that way in person. If it came across that way, because there's sometimes you're at wrestling shows and you hear big pops or chants. When I was at Dynamite a couple weeks ago, I was floored that the Hurt Business was getting like that. We hurt people. We hurt people. I was like, the Hurt Business is getting chants. And then when it was loud. It was loud in person, row 6 or whatever I was. When I watched it on TNT, when I watched the playback, you could hear it, but it wasn't as loud as it was in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
This, if it was that loud for you on TV, how do you think it was for me in person?
Yeah.
It was super loud. And I always talk about coming home from pay-per-view sounding like Joan Rivers. And I absolutely did, because I was a part of that. I was going to be a part of that for sure. That was awesome.
And then honestly, being Section 514 is awesome for that, right? Because you get the bird's eye view of everything going on, everyone going nuts the whole time. It almost is better to be up top for that. And it had to feel like I remember being there for WrestleMania 27 and that Triple H Undertaker match, and it feeling like, wow, we're a part of something special. That had to feel like we're a part of the greatest moment ever. I can't believe I'm here for this right now.
Right. Now the greatest moment ever. And I think after this match, they announced the attendance. And I'm like, outside of WrestleMania 3, we're at the biggest WrestleMania ever. Like, nothing will ever top this, ever. Things have eventually, but not at the time.
Live, I don't know. I mean, that's a great, incredible moment. I mean, I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but maybe Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble out of nowhere and having that moment where we're all together, even though it's not an iconic moment there, being there live for that, I thought was just off the charts. People losing their minds, like
shocked,
crazy.
but pleasantly shocked. Yeah, right.
So,
I mean, I think the only thing that can compare would be to being at WWF New York on that night with the Big Show. WrestleMania, baby!
Oh.
I mean,
just Randy talks about the Blackjack's promo, my Blackjack's promo, well before. So I was very excited when it was brought back for the 2012 was the WrestleMania. Woo! Like, here comes Big Show, completely out of shape, not caring whatsoever about this opportunity. And they're like, we're not even going to keep you off the show. We're going to send you to WWF New York, and you're not even going to get a segment. You're just going to have to parade around and cheer and get people to cheer with you. I am stunned that he lasted.
So sad. How hard was he questioning his life choices in this moment?
So bad. And I remember, as my big thing was, my dad was always like, once the show peaked, and he knew it peaked, he was ready to leave, ready to go home. And I always be like trying to keep him. And I really think the transition from that match to WWF New York, he looked at me and went, "Nothing. Come on. I think it's cool if I leave." And I was like, "I'll see you tomorrow for Raw."